Kapag ating pong pagmamasdan ng kapaligiran at ating tititigan ng haring araw, para pong walang dumaan na bagyong tinatawag na Ulysses na rumagasa mula Bicol hanggang gitnang Luzon. Kaya naman po sana umaasa tayo ngayon pong araw na ito na lahat po kayo ay nasa mabuting kalagayan. Lalong-lalo na po ang ating mga kababayan na talaga namang tinamaan po ng bagyong Ulysses. Ay ating pong pinagdarasal na kahit papaano humupa na po ang tubig, ang baha, at of course na nagawa na po ng paraan ang inyo pong mga problema dulot ng bagyong Ulysses. Siyempre pag Sabado mga kaibigan, kailangan konting chill, konting relax at konting balitaan, lalong-lalo na po sa mundo ng palakasan. Ngayon naman pong may bagyong programa ang Power and Play. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat mga kaibigan, mga kapatid. Nagmumula po sa napakagandang probinsya ng Zambales, dito po sa bayan ng Pundakit, Zambales. Noli Iyala po para sa Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Big Boss Cement, Big Boss sa tatag, Big Boss sa tibay, at ng Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Naku, napakaganda po dito sa aking napuntahan. At kahit papaano naanyaya tayo at ako po'y nagpapasalamat sa ating mga kaibigan, si Eddie Fianza at saka si Ma'am Pam at ang aking kaibigan si Chris Daluna at si Dr. Judy Ann Daluna. Maraming salamat po sa pag-anyaya. Napakaganda ng ating araw ngayon. Sabi nga natin parang walang nangyari pero hindi po tayo tuloy at titigil sa patuloy na ating pong pananalangin para po sa mga nasalanta ng bagyong Ulysses. Pero ngayong araw pong ito, tuloy-tuloy po ang ating huntahan tungkol sa larangan ng sports. At ang mga guest po natin, puro mga bagyo. Ang bibigat po ng ating mga magiging panauhin mamaya. Isipin niyo mga kaibigan, bihira po siya magsalita ng live. At aking po nakasama, walang iba kung hindi ang coach na napagitna ng isang bagyo. Si Coach Aldin Ayo. Mamaya po sa Power and Play, pag-uusapan po natin ang kanyang bagong role bilang head coach ng Jukes Pilipinas 3x3 team. And of course, yung bagyong pinagdaanan niya sa Sorsogon Bubble. Makakausap din po natin ang coach ni 30 Ravenna. Walang iba kundi si Coach Branislav Vicentic. Mula sa Serbia, siya po ang coach ng Sun in Neo Phoenix. Kamusta ba ang ating bata na si 30? Maayos ba at siya ba'y mabibigyan pa ng mas malaking role para sa kanyang koponan? And of course, ang pinakamainit na bagyo sa PBA Bubble, walang iba kung hindi si Coach Chito Victorero ng Magnolia Hotshots. Makakausap din po natin ng live. And of course, sisimulan natin ang ating show mamaya sa pamamagitan ng isa pang panayam sa isa pang bagyo, ang two-time Philippine Open champion ng Philippine Golf Tour, and of course siya rin po ay nagkakampanya sa Asian Tour at sa European Tour. Walang iba kundi ang batang-batang si Miguel Tabuena dito rin po sa Power and Play. Kaya tuloy-tuloy po ang talakayan at ang ating huntahan dito po. Kaya tutol lang hanggang alas 10 po tayo ng umaga. Binabati po natin lahat ng ating mga nakikinig mula Luzon hanggang Mindanao sa pamamagitan ng Radyo 5 92.3 News FM. Lahat po ng mga nakatutok ngayon sa 1PH over Signal TV. Tayo po streamed live din sa Facebook Live ng Radyo 5 at ng Power and Play, and of course sa Noli Iyala YouTube channel. Sundan niyo lang po ako sa aking social media accounts at Noli Iyala sa Twitter at Instagram. Of course, tinututukan pa rin po natin ang mga kaganapan ng mundo ng sports. Last week, tinutukan po natin si Yuka Saso. Well, nagtapos po si Yuka Saso dun sa isang major ng JLPGA. Siya po ay pumangalawa, solo second after a spectacular 9-under par in her final round para po siya ay magtapos ng second place doon po sa Toto Japan Classic. Alam niyo ba kung magkano kinita ni Yuka? 6.8 million pesos mga kaibigan. At ang kanyang kabuuang panalo na po dyan sa JLPGA ay 82 million yen. O kulang-kulang po mga 40 mahigit milyones na piso mga kaibigan. 40 plus million pesos. Siya po ang leading money winner ng JLPGA. And of course, tinututukan din po natin ang patuloy na PBA playoffs. At dahil po dyan, tapos na ang elimination round ng PBA playoffs. Nanguna po ang Barangay Ginebra at pumangalawa po ang Phoenix, sumunod po ang Talk and Text at San Miguel. Sunod-sunod po yan. Tapos Meralco, tapos Alaska, Magnolia, and of course, ikawalong pwesto po ang Rain or Shine. Nagsimula na po ang playoffs at atin po pag-uusapan mamaya yan. Of course, kahapon, naglaban na po ang San Miguel laban sa Meralco kung saan nakapag-puwersa ang Meralco ng sudden death. Tinalo po nila ang San Miguel Beermen kagabi. Samantalang nanalo naman po ang Ginebra para po makakuha ng unang upuan sa semifinal. Tinalo po nila ang Rain or Shine. Kaya po ngayong araw po ito, natapos na ang elimination round. Ang ating pong pupulsuhan, mga kapatid, ang ating pong pupulsuhan, sino ba ho sa inyong palagay ang PBA Bubble Best Player ng elimination round? Again, ulitin po natin yan, mga kapatid. Sino po ang PBA Bubble Best Player sa elimination round? Kung gusto niyo po makipaghuntahan sa atin, well, mag-text lamang po sa aming hotline 0949-691-4956 o di kaya mag-post sa aming Facebook page, sa Power and Play, and of course, sa Radyo 5. Pero lagi po sa ating pagsisimula ng ating palatuntunan, well, syempre, ngayong maganda panahon kailangan magaganda at makikisig din ang ating mga panauhin sa ating segment, ang ating paborito, Fast Take. At tayo po'y maswerte na ngayon po tayo po'y sasamahan ng dalawang batang-bata, pero sila po ay talagang patuloy na nagbibigay ng napakagandang mga kwento sa atin pagdating po sa sports. Walang iba kundi ang ating kaibigan mula sa Daily Tribune, si Ian Suyo, at ang ating kaibigan from Spin.ph, Kate Reyes. Good morning, Ian. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning.
Good morning, Com.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning, Com. Kamusta po?
Eto, medyo nasa Hawaii. Biro lang. Medyo naimbita at napakaganda ng panahon. Sabi ko nga, parang walang dumaan na bagyo. Pero syempre sa sports kailangan lagi tayo masaya. Kaya nandiyan kayo para bigyan kami ng konting kasiyahan and of course, impormasyon. Alam naman natin, pagdating sa sports, ang mga sports writers ang nasa likod ng kwento. At kayo, ang dapat aming pinapakinggan. But before I get to the question, I guess, so far, tapos na ang elimination round natin. Sa inyong dalawa, just very quickly, Ian, who do you think is the best player so far in the elimination round?
Well, for me, it's Paul Lee or Matthew Wright. Silang dalawa lang. Nandun na sa kanilang dalawa because Paul Lee, sobrang big time yung mga ginawa niyang plays for their last 5 games, I guess. And Matthew Wright, if he's not getting the good shots, ginagawa niya yung assist, no? Ang ganda nung pagtulong, yung help na binibigay niya kay Calvin and Jason Perkins. So, ganun yung effects nila sa teams nila ngayon.
Okay. Ako naman, I gotta have to agree with Ian kay Matthew Wright. Kasi if he's not the one taking the crucial shots, he's assisting his teammates like Calvin Abueva, Jason Perkins sa paggawa ng plays. So talagang ibibigay ko sa kanya yung credit ng pagiging best player of the conference as of this elimination round. No.
Definitely.
Well, Matthew Wright has always shown potential and of course, pinangunahan niya ang Phoenix ngayon sa second place, which is really a very good position para sa kanila as they move in to the playoffs. And of course, dito sa ating segment, kaya namin kayo naimbita, itong tinatawag na Fast Take, ang opinion nyo ang mahalaga. Kaya dito, sabi nga namin, bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, huwag magagalit, walang tama, walang mali, opinion lamang po ng ating mga kasama sa sports media. At ito na, ang ating tatlong issue na ibabato sa inyo. Ready na ba kayo?
Ready na, Com.
Okay, let's go. Ang una nating Fast Take issue, Ian at saka Kate. Ang tanong, ano ang grado? Ngayon natapos na ang PBA elimination round. Ano ang gradong ibibigay ninyo sa PBA ngayong tapos na ang elimination round. I'll start with the lady first. Kate, you go first. May 1 minuto ka. Go!
Okay, so we're now in the quarterfinals. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna have to give the PBA some slack and give them an 8 for pulling off this event. Well, they're the first league to have shown interest and have successfully executed the effort that gave the entire sports community a glimpse of hope after the pandemic. Or it's not even after, the pandemic is still going on. So yun, kudos to that talaga. And however, it's not perfect since they even recorded a positive case inside the bubble. They still did a good job handling the shortcomings. And maybe the only disadvantage is that the whole conference kind of put the players on a fatigue. Not just the players, but also the staff and all. But for a pioneering event, considering the hundreds of people working behind it, it's good. So I'm giving it an 8.
Excellent grade. Excellent grade. Talaga namang napakahirap ng ginawa ng PBA. And that grade is truly justified. Of course, may mga nagsasabing, nako, baka hindi. Baka mas mataas, baka mas mababa. Kaya dapat kanya-kanya tong opinion. Alright, same question, Ian. Anong grado ang ibibigay mo sa PBA ngayong tapos na ang elimination round? You have 1 minute, Ian. Go!
As someone who is actually inside the PBA bubble right now, well, I'll give PBA a 10 kasi sobrang swabe. Despite yun nga, nabanggit ni Kate, no? May mga shortcomings, no? May mga unexpected talagang situation na naganap sa loob ng bubble. But the PBA was smart enough and wise enough to handle these situations nga. No? Nabanggit natin, nagkaroon ng 2 positive COVID cases, which turned out to be negative naman through their next tests. And kahit papano, no, ang ganda ng pagkaka-pull off ng elimination games despite disrupted yung naging schedule. Yun nga lang, medyo nagkaroon ng hirap sa conditioning ng mga players kasi nga back-to-back. Pero despite those challenges within the teams, PBA made an excellent choice to compact or compress the schedule para lang masunod yung original na plano na matapos yung eliminations and mag-succeed yung playoffs. Ngayon nga nag-start na. So kung pwede 11/10 ang ibibigay ko sa PBA.
Nice one, Ian. Nice one. Well, ako, ang aking opinion personally, I would give them about a 9, an 8.5 to 9. I think, sabi nga ni Kate, mahirap ang kanilang ginawa. This is a pioneering event. Ang laki ng kanilang ginastos. And of course, yung paghanda talaga namang masusi. Alam natin na masaya ang mga players, masaya ang mga coaches, masaya ang mga officials. Ako lang ang aking pula lang ng konti yung kanilang playing conditions. I thought that the court would have been a little better. I thought that mas maganda dapat ng konti yung may konting drama dahil alam natin wala naman fans. And siguro may konting tweaks dun sa kanilang gym yung pinaglalaruan nila. But otherwise, I think they did a terrific job and I saludo ko kay Com Willie at sa buong PBA board and of course sa lahat ng tumulong sa paggawa ng PBA bubble. All right, let's go to our second take of the day. Ito ang ating fast take number 2. Ang PVL, alam natin ngayon ay nagdesisyon na. Yun po ang yung volleyball natin. Ang PVL ay nagdesisyon na para mag-pro at sumunod na. Marami na sumunod. Spikers Turf, Beach Volleyball Republic, nagsunod-sunod na yan. Na ngayon, nag-iisip na sila. So ang tanong, ano ang magiging epekto nito sa women's volleyball landscape sa bansa? I will begin with you, Ian. You have 1 minute. Go!
For me, sobrang laki ng magiging epekto nito sa landscape ng Philippine volleyball, especially sa women's. Kasi nga, if ever sila yung magiging first ever na professional volleyball league dito sa bansa, and it will give a lot of opportunity, hindi lang sa mga kilala nating stars like Eliza Valdez and other volleyball players, pero mabibigyan din ng opportunity yung ibang players, yung ibang local players natin. And more than that, it will also be a statement against other countries like Thailand na meron ding mga volleyball leagues or meron professional volleyball league na kaya nating mag-step up. And also, it will also put a positive effect pagdating na sa national team dahil nga mas dadami yung pool of talents na meron tayo. Mas lalakas yung magiging arsenal natin coming to the Southeast Asian Games and even sa Asian Games sa mga susunod na taon. Yeah.
All Alright, well, alam natin na yung pagiging pro ay iba sa pagiging amateur. Pero of course, alam natin din kung bakit nila ginawa yan dahil meron ng kapahintulutan mula sa GAB ang mga professional league na maglaro. Kaya naman, kating-kating na maglaro itong mga volleyball player natin. Alright, Kate, same question. PBL has gone pro. Ano ang magiging epekto nito sa women's volleyball landscape ng bansa? Kate, 1 minute, go!
So first and foremost, yung level up such as this effort of the PBL to turn pro from semi-pro is always a good thing for the whole field of sports. So going to women's bigger opportunities for the players to take volleyball as their actual professions. So aside from the competitive salaries that comes with it, this will also heighten the whole perspective of the sports community on volleyball, since there is already a platform for women who wanted to play volleyball for a living. Kumbaga, it is also a boost to the morale of the athletes, since it enables them to take more pride in what they do. And when that happens, passion for the sports resonates even more sa performances nila on the court, which will influence the younger generations to follow their paths.
Terrific. Alam niyo po, my personal take is I love it. I love it. Gustong-gusto ko po na magmeron ng pro league. Talagang pro na. Kasi ayoko na nung nagkukunwari yung hilaw, yung hybrid. Kailangan malaman na pro at kung sino nasa collegiate.
Yes.
Diba? Kasi mayroon yung ganon na hybrid. So,
Yes.
May defining line, kumbaga.
Totoo ka. Talagang, and I think it's a exactly, and that's a good move mula sa PBL and nagsunuran na ang ibang mga liga. All right, our third and final pick of the morning, Kate and Ian. Ito, ang tanong natin alam naman natin na naglabas na ang Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas ng kanilang 16-man pool para patungo sa FIBA Asia Cup qualifier. Muntik na maudjami dahil muntik na palang hindi payagan ng IATF ito. Pero finally, nakakuha sila ng go signal. Lumabas yung 16 na mga members, kalahati doon mula sa Ateneo. Yung iba, tiga UP, may dalawa yata from San Beda. So, walang professional player na naisali dito. So, tanong ko, sinong player na ngayon ay available na dahil tapos na yung elimination round? May na-eliminate pa kagabi, Sino ang player ngayon na available na sa mga pros ang pwedeng idagdag sa Gilas team para sa FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers? I will begin with you, Kate. 1 minute. Go.
Okay. So since the Gilas pool of the November window is obviously composed of very young bloods nga, the college stars, di ba? And if they feel the need to add some sort of maturity on the court, I think CJ Perez of Terra Firma Jeep and Keeper Ravenna of NLEX would be of great candidates. Both also expressed interests in joining the team din eh. However, there's already enough guards in the lineup, and as of now, Angelo Kawame's naturalization case is still pending. So technically, a veteran big man like Christian Stanhardinger of Northport would be of great addition for a fair share of contribution and leadership to the young core. Okay.
Galing. Concise and direct to the point. CJ Perez and of course si Christian Stanhardinger, Kiefer Ravenna. Big names na pwede at available na. Of course, natandaan natin rain or shine ay eliminated na. So sila ay available na rin. Ian, same question. Ngayon, natapos na ang elimination round. May mga na-eliminate ng team. Sinong player na galing sa PBA ang maaaring idagdag sa Gilas team para sa FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers? 1 minute. Go!
I'd actually agree with Kate. First, Christian Stanhardinger of Terra Firma. Second is Christian Stanhardinger of Northport, CJ Perez of Terra Firma, and Kiefer Ravenna of NLEX. And nakausap ko tong tatlong to inside the bubble, and they're very much willing talaga to take the national duty. And bakit silang tatlo? Well, alam naman natin na ang commonality nitong tatlo na to is meron na silang veteran experience pagdating sa international stage, and they are proven winners na, especially Kiefer Ravenna with the SEA Games experience and World Cup, and CJ Perez as well, and Christian Stanhardinger, 2-time SEA Games gold medalist na rin siya. So yung veteran experience nila whenever they fight at Thailand or Korea, nandun na lagi, and malaking tulong yun sa paggabay sa mga sa mga young guns natin. Plus, itong mga players na to conditioned na mentally and physically dahil nga na-experience na nila yung
Right.
toughness sa loob ng bubble. Kaya konting adjustments na lang sa system kapag nagpunta na sila under the tutelage of Coach Tab Baldwin.
Ganda. Very good. And I totally agree with the two of you. Idadagdag ko lang, in my opinion, pwedeng isama dyan si Mac Bello. I think Mac Bello fits the
Definitely.
system ng international play. He's a big man that can shoot. He can defend. He's very active. And of course, alam naman natin ang skills ni Mac Bello. Siguro pwedeng isingit si Greg Slaughter. Pwede siguro, just in case. Di ba? Kasi wala ring ginagawa si Greg Slaughter. But of course, we just wish the Gilas team all the best. Lalong-lalo na si Coach Jong Uichico na ngayon ay nahirang na bilang head coach ng Gilas Pilipinas. Ian and Kate, maraming salamat for joining me today. And I wish you all the best. Tuloy-tuloy sana ang coverage ninyo ng PBA Bubble because talaga namang sumusunod kami sa inyo. Maraming salamat sa inyong dalawa.
Maraming salamat din, Com, and maraming salamat sa mga taga-subaybay po natin, and always keep safe.
Continue watching.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you po.
Mga kaibigan, Ian Suyo at saka si Kate Reyes, ang ating mga kaibigan mula sa Daily Tribune and Spin.ph. Ang gaganda ng kanilang mga punto de vista. Yan ang mga kwento, mga storya galing sa ating mga sports media. And talking about mga kwento, mga kaibigan, alam nyo ba na ngayon po ay Masters Week? Alam nyo ba yung Masters? That is one of the most prestigious, if not the most prestigious golf tournament in the world. Lahat ng pong sinusubaybayan, lalong-lalo na ang mga golfers. Kahit non-golfer, alam nila ang kasaysayan ng Masters. And for the first time, naglalaro po ang Masters in November. Dahil nga na pandemya tayo, dapat yan Abril nilalaro. Na-postpone. Ngayon po naglalaro sila sa fall doon po sa Estados Unidos, sa Augusta, Georgia. Sa kasalukuyan, lumalamang, ang dami, big name players, Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, si Anser, and many others. Tiger Woods is right in the mix. Siya po ang defending champion. And of course, dahil mainit ang Masters Tournament, ang ating pong unang pakakapanayaman ngayong araw pong ito ay isang batikan at kampiyon na golfer. Siya po ay two-time Philippine Open champion, nagkampiyon na rin po sa Asian Tour at sa European Tour. Walang iba kung hindi ang ating mamalaking Miguel Tabuena. Panoorin po niyo ito. Tayo po ay mapalad na makasama natin ngayon ang two-time Philippine Open champion. And of course, a professional. Hindi lamang po dito sa Pilipinas, kundi sa Asian Tour and the European Tour. Walang iba kundi ang ating kampiyon, si Miguel Tabuena. Hi, Miguel. Good to see you. It's really a pleasure and an honor for us to have you on the show.
Hello, thank you for having me, Tito.
Well, alam mo, Miguel, we wanted to get you in because we heard the news that the Philippine Golf Tour is going to restart. So this is great news, not only for all golfers that have been waiting for this, but also, of course, for the pros. But before I get to that, Miguel, I've been reading that you have been working out and getting yourself ready for the restart of golf. How have you been preparing yourself during this pandemic?
Well, as you said, I've been working out quite a bit. I've been staying in shape as best I can. I mean, since the lockdown in March, I thought it would be a good time to actually take my fitness and nutrition very seriously. I mean, that's something I overlooked and neglected the past few years. So I was suffering from minor injuries. I wouldn't be in the best shape as possible. So I actually sat down with my team, with my fitness coach, with my nutritionist, and came up with a plan till we restart again. And I'm excited to kind of test it out next week.
What was the whole objective of the workout regimen, Miguel? What areas of your physical conditioning, as well as your game, I guess, are you trying to improve, and perhaps the whole's trying to plug?
Basically, the sport of golf is changing, but it's not necessarily a precision sport. It's not as important anymore as before. You know, if you're long off the tee, it's a big advantage talaga. So So we really came up with a plan to make me more explosive, make me faster, quicker, and just mainly just for injury prevention with my back, because I've been having back problems because of how fast I was swinging and my body couldn't actually handle it. So uh, it translated well to my practice, and I can't wait for next week so I can actually test it out, because it's different during practice rounds. I can shoot 6 7 under on any given day, but it's actually different if your score actually counts.
Right, right. Well, obviously, it's going to be another grueling, couple of weeks for you, considering that you're not only going to be playing, but you're going to be now in a different environment. Ang narinig natin, Miguel, is that there's going to be a bubble that will be implemented by the Philippine Golf Tour, and obviously, all the players that will want to be part of the PGT will have to get into that bubble. What are your concerns, and are you at all bothered by the fact that the protocols have to be met by all of you?
No, we're actually the opposite. We're actually very very grateful that um, it's made possible because of ICTSI, Tito Ricky, Tito Colo, and the whole PGT staff that we were able to pull this off. It's been a working process, and we've gone through the safety protocols. We actually had our PCR test today, and it went
Hmm.
very smoothly. The whole procedure was seamless. It's very fast, very efficient. But yeah, we miss playing tournaments. I personally miss playing tournaments. I miss competing. I'm sure everyone feels that way. Uh, so on behalf of the players, lang, I would like to thank just ICTSI, Tito Ricky, Takolo, just for making this possible.
You, we know the pro golfers, have a big backer in ICTSI, of course, headed by Mr. Ricky Roson, and obviously this has kept the tour going, and of course, a lot of golfers, a lot of pro golfers, also getting a lot of jobs. Do you think that there should be more support coming from, I suppose, the local golf community, and do you think that having seen all that has happened so far in this year, um, we need to get, I guess, more people to get involved so that the pro golf tour can become more successful.
Yes, I totally agree. But Tito Ricky's been the best the last few years talaga. He's put golfers on the map. He's just funded this whole tour, and we're so lucky to have such a person and kind-hearted person as Tito Ricky, because without him, we won't have jobs. And it's just sorry.
What about your current campaign in the Asian tour as well as in the European tour, Miguel? What is the latest with that?
That was actually put on hold, but I played 3 tournaments this year, from January to March. I played in Hong Kong, I played in Singapore, and in Malaysia. And I got back March 11, so just before the lockdown.
Yes.
Yeah, it was scary. Um, People, when I flew in from Malaysia, because that was my last tournament, we weren't wearing masks yet, so I was lucky not to catch a case there. But um, the past 8 months have been different. But there's always a silver lining from this pandemic. I got to spend a lot of time with my family, and just try not to think of the negatives, and work how I can get better every day also.
Now that we're about to start, you will be playing on November 17th. That is the start of the first tournament of the PGT. Do you have any fears? You haven't played competitive golf. Of course, golf only started again back in June. I know that because when the news came out that play golf again, then all weekend golfers became happy. still
Yes,
it's not the same because we're not used to not having caddies. We're not used to just
it's different.
having to
Yeah.
pull our own bags. But I know you guys are used to that. But do you have any concerns about your game restarting with the PGT, having not played for a very long time?
Yes, actually, I mean, it's not necessarily like a fear that I'm rusty, but it's more like I'm very excited to test what I've been working on. It's it's going to be different. It's I would say I would say I would be a bit rusty because of not having played tournament golf. It's very different from just playing a practice run by myself or with a few friends, But everything everyone will go through this will have this sort of rustiness in their game. So I think the the person who manages it well will come out on top.
You're talking about something that you've been working on your game. Is this something that you don't want to reveal right now, or
Not
we know, of course, like a lot of stories about Bryson DeChambeau and all of these guys who have overhauled their game. Is
Yes.
this something major in your game, or just a few minor tweaks there?
It might seem a bit minor to any other person, but I know it will help me in the long run, and I've seen it in my numbers during practice, and it's I'm really excited of what I can actually do now because the for example I started before lockdown March. My average uh driving speed in miles per hour was about 117, 116 only, and now I'm hitting 127, 128. So that's
Wow.
10 miles per hour faster, and that translates to about 30 yards already. So
Right.
that's very big. So if you take out 3 or 4 clubs down, you're attacking the green with a shorter club. Diba?
Right.
So it's
Right.
yeah, but you can't overlook the short game, the approaches to the green, also.
Well, clearly, that minor tweak is
Yeah.
going to go a long, long way. We've seen a lot of golfers improve also, and uh, again, the other thing about golf is the role of technology, Miguel. We know how many golfers have improved because of a new brand of technology that has been now created and developed. How big of a role has technology played in your game?
Well, it's night and day actually. I actually use a device called the TrackMan, which is a Doppler radar. It's a launch monitor. So whenever I'm on the range warming up for a tea time for a tournament, or whether it be just in the range by myself working on something, it gets very exact data of my swing plane, of how far I'm hitting it that day, of of the spin rate of the balls. So it's actually taking out um guesswork, right? You're not guessing, and it's the data's there. The numbers don't
Mhm.
lie. So it's a nice it's a nice baseline to have when you're hitting your best, or when you feel like you're hitting well, and like if you're actually struggling a bit, you have something to always look at, diba? So
Oh,
I have those numbers in mind, and
terrific,
I think
terrific.
I'm playing my best golf now. But
Wow.
we will see if it translates to tournament golf. There's only one way to know, and that's getting under the pressure of tournament play.
That's already a warning to all of the other competitors on November
No,
7th.
I'm
About
sure they had their own
improvements,
methods and improvements of
right?
um during this pandemic, and it's just nice seeing them after so long, especially a while ago during our swab test and rapid test. So yeah,
Speaking
it's
of the
fun together.
speaking of the 17th, Miguel, how much are you familiar with the Riviera? Of course, you're playing at the Riviera Country Club, and is this a place that you like playing in? And because the next two tournaments will be there.
Actually, honestly, I haven't played that course in so long. So it would be
Wow.
nice to see it again for the first time on Monday during our official practice shot. Because we officially entered the bubble on Sunday, and we start our practice shot on Monday. Yeah, it'll be the first time. I don't actually remember. I remember most of the holes, but it'll be nice to get an extra look also. What's actually not a blessing in disguise, but my normal caddy, my original caddy is from Baguio. His name is Clayton. He was actually supposed to be here uh,
Hmm.
last week, but his neighbor contracted the virus, so he
Ah,
called me right
wow.
away, and
Hmm.
he said that
He won't be on the
he's not
bag.
been in contact. He's not been in contact, but his kids might
Yeah,
have been. So it was nice enough that he called me right away,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I had to make a fast adjustment and called my friend Artemio Murakami to so
Well,
he'll be on the bag, and he's played there, he's won there, so it'd be nice to have an extra mind thinker on the course.
could be a blessing in disguise. But again,
Could be.
we know how important the caddies are. All right, Miguel, before I let you go, I just wanted to get your reaction. Uh, with the way we know that we have two Filipina golfers who are doing very well abroad, Yuka Saso in the JLPGA, and of course Bianca Pagdanganan in the LPGA. What are your thoughts about how they're playing? And I guess of course, also your hopes for them now that they're nearing the end of the year.
Y- well, I'm actually closer to Yuka, but I've met Bianca a few times, but Yuka actually I played thousands of rounds with her because we actually have the same coach J. Altea, and I always knew that she'll be something. It would only be a matter of time, diba? And it's nice to see the Philippine flag abroad competing. So yeah, I'm very proud of both of them, especially Bianca on the LPG already. I always knew that she was a long hitter, so it's nice to see that people recognize one of her specialties, and I'm sure they'll go a long way.
And finally, Miguel, the Masters is already ongoing
Yes,
this weekend. Everyone, I know all golfers are kumbaga nakatutok watching the
yes.
Masters.
I
Uh,
lacked sleep last night watching Tiger. Actually, you know what?
Same here. But it
Yeah,
seems weird to see Augusta without any of the fans.
it
Does
is.
that
It
does
is.
that do you share that feeling?
It is. It is. I mean, I've never played Augusta. I've only played the U.S. Open, but um, I think you'd see people play a bit better because of no gallery, diba? And that's what they all say. Like Tiger and Rory, it's really different with with the spectators, with the crowds, with the roars. So that's a factor that they always put in. But yeah, I didn't sleep a lot last night because whenever Tiger tees it up, I'm always watching. He's been an idol
Yeah.
to me. So
Well, I think all Filipinos idolize Tiger. One time or the other, we said, "I am Tiger Woods." So I'm sure you
yes,
said that when you were young. So
yes,
who's your bet? I mean, aside from the sentimental bet, who is Tiger? Who is your
sentimental
bet
bet
to win
Tiger.
the Masters this year?
Just I would like Rory to win just because just to get off monkey off his shoulder. It'll be nice for him to win. Also, just because of the training pattern and of like the fit of the importance of fitness that he put in. I think Bryson would actually challenge for the green jacket. And
Wow,
he actually didn't get off to a good start last
right?
night, but when I woke up, he was still up there. Right?
Yeah. Well, he's at 2 under. He's about
He's
five
at
shots
2 under.
behind.
Yep,
Yes, Paul Casey. So 5 shots is nothing in the Masters. We know
it's
that. And
nothing. Yep.
of course,
It'll be nice
Tiger
to
is
see
back.
Tiger. Yeah,
Oh, well, everybody wants to see Tiger win.
Yep.
Well, Miguel, everybody wants to see you win again in the
Thank you.
Asian
Thank you,
Tour,
Tita.
in the European Tour,
Yes.
and of course in the Philippine Golf Tour. But more than that, it's just nice to see all the golfers back on the
Yes, it
course.
is. Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Tita. Thank you. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you. Yan po mga kaibigan, si si Miguel Tabuena, mga kaibigan ng ating kampiyon na golfer. Ang ganda ng kanyang mga sinabi, no, tungkol sa kanyang mga bet patungo sa Master Second Round. Si Bryson DeChambeau, mga kaibigan, medyo nalaglag today. +3 today. So he's 1 over. Ewan ko if he will make the cut. And of course, Tiger is still at even at -4. Pero again, we're hoping all the best for him and hopefully magkaroon siya ng magandang paglalaro na ngayon po ay magsisimula na ang Philippine Golf Tour. Konting pa-shoutout lamang mula kay Francisco Antonio Garcia. Mula sa Cagayan Valley, si Lorac Dolim, sabi ni Mia Lumbaña, please help the people of Cagayan Valley. We are all praying for the people ng Cagayan Valley. Of course, good morning daw mula kay Elizer Licayan, Alice Cabana, Aida Balbuena, at si Tessie Sugitan. Alright, at this point mga kaibigan, alam natin tapos na po ang elimination round ng PBA. Papasok na po ang quarterfinals. Kahapon, nagsimula na, natalo ang San Miguel. Although nanalo naman ang Ginebra, they are in the semis. Ang San Miguel and Meralco will have to play one more sudden death game. Pero ngayon po, ang pinakamainit na coach ng PBA bubble na merong 6 na sunod yatang panalo after a slow start ay ating po makakasama ngayon live dito po sa Power and Play. Walang iba kundi ang head coach ng Magnolia Hotshots, si Coach Chito Victolero. Chito, good morning!
Hi, Com. Good morning po at sa lahat po
Oy!
na nakikinig sa programa niyo. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat.
Magandang umaga. Nakakatuwang makita ka finally. Dahil matagal-tagal ko na rin ikaw hindi nakakausap.
Yes.
I know na medyo busy ka dahil may laban ka mamaya. So, I guess I will go straight to the point, Coach Chito. Alam natin, mabagal ang simula ng Magnolia, but all of a sudden, nag-pick up kayo para kayong diesel, ika nga, na biglang nag-init. Ano ba ang nagbago sa team mo at bakit biglang sunod-sunod ang panalo at ngayon kayo nasa quarterfinals?
Actually, Com, syempre nung pagpasok namin dito, talagang mahirap kasi yung preparation, very limited nga. So, may mga players na medyo nasa 70%, may mga players naman nasa 60%. So, hindi talaga yung condition ng mga bata, hindi talaga ganon. And plus the fact na matagal kaming hindi nagkaroon ng mga 5-on-5 So adjustment period. Hindi lang naman sa amin, pati sa ibang teams. Kung sino lang yung talagang ready, yun yung medyo makakauna. Which is yun yung nangyari din sa amin. Plus the fact na dami din namin bago sa chemistry issue. We have a new player like si Banchero, si Corpus, si Dionisio. So parang we need to be more, parang kailangan yung chemistry, kailangan talaga ma-improve pa. So, yun yung naging problema namin noong una. Actually, ready naman kami, kaya lang siyempre may mga games kami na hindi namin napipinis. So, doon nagkaroon ng medyo slow start. But nung once na naka-recover na yung mga players, naging at least kahit paano gumanda na yung condition, bumalik na yung character. So, yun, naka-start na rin kami manalo.
Alam mo, Coach, pinag-uusapan niya conditioning, punang-puna at halatang-halata na napakaganda ng katawan ni Paul Lee. I haven't seen him ganyang klase ng katawan. Alam naman natin si Paul medyo may pagka-malaki ng konti, di ba? Style niya yun di ba? Even during his collegiate days, hindi naman slim na muscular yan pero medyo may pagkamalaki na konti. But he is in great shape pag tinitingnan natin sa TV, no? Meron nga tayong poll ngayon sa ating Pulso ng Bayan kung sino sa tingin nila ang pinakamagaling na player sa PBA bubble after the elimination. Marami nagsasabi si Paul Lee. Meron bang extra motivation si Paul Lee, Coach? Kaya naman napakaganda ng kanyang paglalaro?
Siguro yung family niya, Doc. Yung kanyang family, lalo na yung anak niya, mahal na mahal ni Paul yun So, yung first baby niya. So, yun siguro yung motivation, isang motivation niya. Para lang sa akin, plus the fact na sabi ko nga kay Paul, kung ganyan yung magiging katawan mo, Paul, sabi ko, hahaba yung career mo. Dahil, sabi ko, sobrang ang laki ng binaba talaga niya. Tapos yung strength niya, yung kanyang yung build up niya, hindi nagbabago yung kanyang strength eh. So nadagdagan yung speed pero hindi na bago yung lakas. So sabi ko nga kay Paul, grabe yung ano, tapos yung kanyang yung minutes niya dati kasi before pag ginamit ko si Paul ng mga 24, 25 minutes talagang pagod na pagod yan. So ngayon yung 24 sa kanya, 25 minutes baliwala na sa kanya yun eh. So parang makikita mo yung game kami against Tokentex, almost 30 plus minutes siya pero halos hindi siya napagod. So talagang grabe yung condition niya ngayon and thankful ako dahil bukod dun sa pag-alaga niya sa sarili niya and naging inspiration din siya sa mga kasamahan niya eh. Yung leadership niya lalong tumatag kasi nakita nila na Pauline na to eh. Grabe pa yung character, grabe pa yung attitude niya, grabe pa magpa-condition. How about me kung hindi ako Pauline? Diba? Na-inspire talaga yung mga ibang mga kasamahan niya. So malaking bagay yung ginawa ni Paul in terms of leadership niya.
Aram dati, nabanggit mo rin kanina kung gaano kalaking role ang nilaro ni Chris Panchero sa muling pagbabalik ng Magnolia Hotshots. Sabi mo nga, this is his first full conference dahil lumipat lamang siya last season. No? Pero ngayon, nakikita na natin yung dating sigla ni Chris Panchero. How much has he contributed to this team? Aside from the tangent points, no? Madali ba makasama si Chris? And ika nga, paano reaction ng mga kakampi niya sa kanya ngayon?
Yes, Kom, very coachable tong batan to. At the same time, talagang magaling din makisama. So, superstar siya. Galing siya doon sa Alaska. Hindi na 1 o 2. Parang siya ang number 1 o number 2 main man doon. But dito, pagdating niya dito, syempre, may maabutan siya of course, yung mga datihan na dito. Diba? But willing siyang talagang sumama doon sa sistema namin, doon sa chemistry ng team. And sabi ko nga sa kanya, yung role mo dito is not the same as yung role niya sa Alaska because we have a lot of parang firepower. Ang importante lang dito sa amin is yung defense, kaya namin siya kinuha because of his energy, yung aggressiveness niya, tapos yung kanyang mental talagang mataas. So we try na kumbaga maano siya doon sa chemistry namin, masama siya. And halos naman lahat willing naman mag-sacrifice doon sa role nila. And ang mga dala dito, Kom, wala akong first group o second group eh. Talagang lahat pwede silang start, pwede silang mag-end ng game. So, hindi na babago yung aking first group tsaka second group in terms of energy, tsaka yung aming system, yung aming request, nandoon yung aming tempo, yung pace ng game. So, nandoon palagi.
Marami nga nagbibiro, kailangan daw magtayo ka ng security agency sa dami ng gwardiya mo na napakagagaling. Andiyan pa si Gio, lalo na po si Mark Baroca, nandiyan pa, at saka napakarami pang iba. But when we talk about all those names, Coach Chito, ngayon na nasa quarterfinals kayo, sino pa ang mga inaasahan mo mga player na maaaring umangat pa ang laro ngayon na maglalabang kayo ng Phoenix?
Actually, Kom, siyempre, isang problema din namin nung una is the injuries eh. May mga dami kami mga injuries like the injury of Ian, si Rob De La Rosa, ngayon si Kyle Pascual, talagang hindi siya nakalaro sa amin. So si Ian nga, almost sabi ko nga noon, parang ilalabas na namin kasi because talaga hindi siya makatayo eh. So parang gusto namin ilabas na, but because sabi niya, coach, tiyagain ko lang dito, tiyagain ko dito sa loob para ma-treat siya ng PT. So unti-unti bumabalik siya, but it's not 100%. At 80% Ian and De La Rosa, okay na rin sa akin yon. So right now, ngayon, siguro hopefully ngayon, inaasahan naman na hindi not only one person, not only Foley or Chris Banchero or Mark Baroca. Ang inaasahan talaga namin sa yung team namin, yung buong team namin, because we're not the kind of team na talagang madaming firepower in terms of opensa. Ang inaasahan talaga namin yung depensa namin eh. So, yun, we have a 6-week game-winning streak. Ang problema lang talaga, napunta pa rin kami sa number 7. So, ganun ka talaga kabalance yung team dito eh. So, sabi nga namin, 6 game winning streak, number 7 pa rin kami. So,
number 7 pa rin.
Balancing team and we need to prepare hard for our game tonight.
Well, sabi mo nga, 6-game winning streak, 7-4, pero numero 7 pa rin dahil sa quotient system. But are you satisfied na nagpipick ang team mo as you enter the quarterfinals, Coach Chito?
Yes, Kom. Sobrang satisfied.
Nagpick na ba kayo sa tingin mo?
Yes. Actually, hopefully yung pick namin sakto-sakto lang dito sa playoff eh. Kasi sabi ko nga sa kanila, Last year, ganyan din kami. We're 1-4 after the Governors Cup, nag-champion kami. And then we start very slow because of, I don't know, because of the championship, siguro, yung bang, nila. So, we're relaxed also. Nag-1-4 din kami. And then, challenge ko sila na, we need to go back doon sa basic and then we need to have that character na yung character natin, maibalik natin. Tapos sabi ko sa starting today, it's a do or die situation for us. Kasi wala na 1-4 kami. Kung matalo kami ng isa o dalawa, medyo tingin ko out na rin kami. So, yun, na-challenge naman sila. And then, nabalik namin, maganda lang, nabalik namin yung condition namin, yung team namin. And then, nag-start kami ng magandang game against Ginebra and then na-follow ng talk and text. So, bumalik lahat yung moral, bumalik yung momentum. So, yun, tama-tama yung pick sa playoffs
Okay.
Kasi,
Okay.
sabi ko nga, nagsimula kami talaga siguro mga 60-65%. Ngayon siguro mga at least mga sa 80-90% na kami. So, tama-tama yung pick namin.
Okay, pag-usapan natin ang matchup niyo with Phoenix Super LPG. Do you have major concerns? Sino ang nakikita mong matchup na lamang kayo? Sino sa tingin mo naman ang may konti kayong problema? And how have you prepared for this quarterfinal match, Coach Chito?
Actually, kung magandang laban to, kaya lang, syempre, mayroon silang advantage because of the twice to beat situation. But, yung matchup namin sa kanila, I think maganda. Ito siguro yung pinakamagandang matchup doon sa quarterfinals
Doon sa apat na mataas?
Oo. Siguro. Parehas din kami kasi ng style, parehas kami ng pace because they have also high tempo style basketball. Siguro, and they have also parang a scorer like si Wright and Perkins, and then they have a role player na talagang sobrang gagaling like si Calvin, tapos nandyan si Hasul, and then si Chua, yung ganda nung nilalaro niya ngayon. So halos lahat sila medyo maganda yung takbo nung team ni Coach Topex. Plus the fact na nandun din sila sa peak yung laro nila. And I think yung bench nila tsaka yung bench namin is yun yung magiging factor kung gaano yung contribution ng bench nila tsaka bench namin. So malaking factor yon sa game na to, hopefully at itong ang game na to, sabi ko nga sa mga players ko, we're down 0-1 sa best of 3 series. So ito sa do or die for us again. So coming from there, doon namin titingnan kung ano yung magagawa namin para ma-extend yung series na sa do or die sa game 3.
Simply put, Coach Chito, kumpiyansa ka ba na may extend din itong laban na to, itong seryeng ito, to I do or die sa Lunes? Kumpiyansa ka ba, Coach Chito?
Of course, I mean, I'm very, tinatrust talaga yung trust ko sa mga players ko, tsaka yung tiwala ko nandyan lagi sa kanila. And sabi ko nga sa kanila, wala na akong mahihiling pa I mean, we're starting very slow, tapos nag-1-4 kami, tapos na-challenge kami lahat. And then, dumating kami, noon yung sitwasyon, sabi ko nga 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, parang uuwi na rin kami ng maaga And now, nandito kami sa sitwasyon na we have an opportunity, we have a chance. Yun lang naman yung lagi ko sinasabi sa kanila. Give ourselves a chance na na makalaban, magkaroon ng chance para makapunta sa next level. And nandito kami sa chance, binigyan kami ng chance na yon. Although hindi nga twice to beat, but at least meron kaming chance. So yun lang yun, which is I think natatrabaho namin. And besides lagi kaming ganito lagi kaming galing sa ganito sitwasyon na hindi kami nakakaroon ng advantage. So, hopefully, bumalik yung talagang sa amin, mapunta. And we expect a grind-out game later. Siguro, yun yung expect natin.
Alam mo, believe ako sa'yo, Coach Chito Kasi talagang, kung anong dumating, yun ang haharapin. At may statement ka nga, which napabilib mo ko. Sabi mo sa statement mo, dito sa spin.ph, we gave emphasis sa proper mindset. We need to respect the game. No matter what happened, we have to respect the game. Ito ang nagbibigay sa amin ng job. Ito ang nagbibigay sa amin kung bakit kami nandito. We want to go hard every game and we need to win every game. And obviously, hindi ka namili ng kalaban. You are there. And now, ito ang inaharap mo. And of course, mataas na bundok ang Phoenix, pero ika nga, kumpiyansa ka. Coach Chito, before I let you go, I do not wish na lumabas ka kagad sa bubble dahil alam ko pagka nandiyan ka pa, ibig sabihin patakbo palayo ng palayo. But ika nga, what do you miss most outside of the bubble right now, Coach Chito?
Of course, my family ko, yung dalawang maliit ko, mayroon pa ako kasing maliit eh. 9 years old tsaka 11 eh, talagang namimiss ko. Yung pa yung makukulit eh. Plus, siyempre, yung aking panganay na 18 years old. And then, of course, yung wife ko. Talagang namimiss ko yung family ko. But because ito, at least mayroon namang mga ganito na nakakausap mo sila sa gabi bago matulog.
Yes.
Malaking bagay na rin yun. And yun lang naman talaga. Usually naman, siyempre, trabaho to eh. So, we just try to sacrifice muna. And sabi ko nga sa mga players ko, ang reward lang dito is to go to deep into the playoffs. Yun ang pinaka-reward namin.
Correct.
And hopefully, mamaya magtulong-tulong na kami. And then let's extend the series to go. Hopefully, ma-extend namin series to a do or die situation. And yun nga, we just try to go hard every game. And that's our motto and character. We don't want to choose kung sino man makakalaban namin. We want to a chance na manalo, which is yun naman yung ng basketball eh. 'Di ba? Compete, and then in the end kung mananalo ka, okay, kung matatalo ka, pasalamat ka at sabihin mo sa kalaban mo na congratulations kasi
all right. Coach Chito, as my parting question sa iyo, alam ko na napakahirap na pinagdaanan nyo, mahigit 1 buwan dyan sa bubble, hindi madali yan, malaking sakripisyo. And of course now, nasa quarterfinals, again, mahirap na naman to, na wala kayong twice to beat advantage, kayo naghahabol. Would you do this bubble over again? Kung tanungin ka in 5, 10, 20 years, anong sasagutin mo? Would you do it all over again? Kung kakailanganin.
I think magandang experience to eh. Napakarami naming nakuhang positive dito. Especially kung makikita mo kami yung team na pinakamasaya dito. Pakikita mo, kami lang
yung mga wave nyo,
yung ganun. Iba-ibang ginagawa during the game. So, yung chemistry talaga namin, yung samahan namin na buo talaga dito. And even the coaches, the staff, support staff, the PTs, the players, talagang sobrang magkakasundo, sobrang masaya. Yun lang sinabi ko sa kanila, let's enjoy this and experience. Hindi natin alam kung mauulit pa to, o hindi natin alam kung kailan. Pero kung gagawin ulit, I think we're ready kasi na-enjoy naman namin eh. So siguro, it's up to us lang kung paano namin ma-enjoy. And lahat nga ng press dito ko, sinasabi nila na kami yung pinakamaingay, kami yung pinakamasayang team. And I'm very happy kasi nga yung mga players ko talagang nag-enjoy lang at yung samahan na buo namin dito.
Well, we wish you all the best, Coach Chito. Alam ko na magandang laban mamaya at lahat kami tututok sa inyo. Again, congratulations already for making the quarterfinals and good luck mamayang gabi. Maraming salamat.
Thank you po.
Maraming salamat. Si Coach Chito Victolero ng Magnolia Hotshots. Talagang napakagandang laban niya. Tutukan niyo mamaya. Laban nila kontra Phoenix. Number 2 seed ang Phoenix. At talagang ang ganda ng nilalaro din. Kaya bakbakan niya ng dalawang punan na napakainit. Shoutout lamang mula sa Calaca, Batangas kay Jenny Baldado. And of course ang ating kaibigan from Bacolod, si Alex Fuentes. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat mga kaibigan. Kami po ay nagmumula sa Zambales. Ito po ang Power and Play at kami po ay magbabalik makaran. Sandali lang. O medyo hindi na tayo magbe-break. Tuloy-tuloy na po tayo. Alright, mga kaibigan, tuloy-tuloy na po tayo dito sa ating palatuntunan. Again, gusto po namin pasalamat sa lahat na nagbigay sa atin ng pagkakataon makapag-broadcast. Lalo na ang Big Boss Cement. Big Boss sa Tatag, Big Boss sa Tibay. Nandito na ang Big Boss Cement. Di basta matitibag, approved sa kalikasan at sobrang abot kaya. Big Boss Cement is the first eco-friendly cement company in the Philippines. First and only cement that is produced with low to 0% of high carbon footprint raw materials. Big Boss Cement, Big Boss sa Tibay, Big Boss sa Tatag. Marami po salamat sa ating mga kaibigan sa Big Boss Cement, lalo-lalo na si Engineer Gilbert Cruz, ang kanilang presidente at chief company innovator. Marami din po salamat sa Cherry Loom. Sa ganitong pabagong panahon, mga kababayan, sobrang init tapos biglang uulan, kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum para tiyak na pangmatagalan. Alam mo ba, pagka ang yero nyo ay may halong aluminum, ito ay tumatagal At isa lang ang alam kong dekalidad, yerong may aluminum. Yan po ang Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero, Cherry Loom. Ang yerong may aluminum. Maraming salamat po kay paring Elmer Ngo ng Cherry Loom. Marami din po salamat sa Elms Resto Bar Group, Elms Winery and Kapihan. Ang Elms, mga kaibigan, ay nagsisilbi po ng almusal, tanghalian, snack at ng hapunan. Ngayon pong pwede nang mag-dine-in. Elms, subukan nyo po ang kanilang kari-kari and beef o yung po kanilang bagnet, sizzling sinigang na corned beef, yung pong Elms Old Style Burger, iba pang mga pasta. Meron din po sila party platters. Puntahan lamang po ninyo ang kanilang mga branches sa Cali Bistro, Ever Commonwealth, Robinson Novaliches at sa Poblacion, Makati. Elms Resto Bar Group, maraming salamat kay Ate Malu Yambao. Marami din po salamat sa Joyride, ang bago niyong kasundo. Wherever you are, whatever you need, we can deliver. Mabilis, mura, at mapagkakatiwalaan na delivery. Dito na kayo sa subok na. Download the updated Joyride app. At of course, magsisimula na po. Malapit na magsimula ang Joyride Motorcycle Taxi Service. Malapit na po yan. Binabati natin lahat ng mga Joyride bikers natin. Tandaan niyo po, may pamimigay na libreng helmet ang Joyride Philippines sa pamamagitan ng aming passenger helmet program. Free of charge, magbukas lamang ng account sa aming e-wallet doon po sa mobile app ng Joyride. Free of charge ang iyong passenger helmet. And of course, kami po yung nagpapasalamat din, of course, Maquillage Professional School of Makeup Artistry, ang ating official makeup dito sa Power and Play. Marami din po salamat sa Skin, Your Face and Body Anti-Aging Center. Meron po sila mga branches sa Alabang Town Center at sa Green Hills, sa Wilson Street, sa Green Hills, San Juan. Kung kailangan nyo po ng hair care products, tumawag lamang sa 0917-890-1640, rather skincare products. And of course, hanapin nyo po si Dr. G. Sarmiento at si Doc Richie Sarmiento. Maraming po salamat kay Doc G at kay Dr. G at kay Dr. Richie Sarmiento. Alright mga kaibigan, we will take a quick break. Ito po ang Power and Play mula sa Pundakit, Zambales at hatid po sa inyo ng Big Boss Cement at ng Cherry Loom. Nagbabalik po kami dito sa Power and Play. Remote po kami dito sa Pundakit, Zambales. At kami muli nagpapasalamat sa ating mga kaibigan si Ed Fianza and of course ang kanyang may bahay si Pam and of course si Chris Daluna at si Dr. Judian for making this possible. Binabati po lang namin si si Papang nanonood po sa Binangonan. Good morning, Mami and Daddy. Kamusta po kayo dyan? Hi to kayo. Noli Oscan. Good morning, partner. Jimmy Cebuhano, good morning po idol. Rosanan Banginan, magandang umaga po inyo. Ahmad Esam Mohamed, magandang umaga. Ninita Banlaygas, magandang umaga din po sa inyo. Si Eunice nanonood din pala. And of course si Teresita Baril, Melissa Samar, Dr. Zaire Jasmine Mangyao, Randy Artiaga Santisas mula sa Maynila at si Jerilyn Pascual Vizca. Magandang umaga po sa inyo. Gusto ko lang pong basahin ng ilang mga sumagot do sa ating sino ang sa tingin yung MVP ng ating pulso diyan po sa PBA bubble after the elimination round. Sabi ni RJ Salago, Paul Lee, sabi ni J. Lord, Matthew Wright, meron pa nagsabi dito, si J. Dit, si Matthew Wright daw at si Stanley Pringle, si Marlon Data, Paul Dalistan Lee, sabi ni Rodelin Espiritu Lopez, Paul Lee daw. Mula naman kay Francisco Garcia, sabi niya, best bubble player daw ay si Junmar Fajardo. Nambihira ka talaga, San Miguel diehard ka. Si Gilbert Montejo, sabi niya, mga pwedeng idagdag sa Gilas Pilipinas, CJ Perez, Kiefer Ravena, Macbello, Reynam Bata, Gabe Norwood, Bo Belga at si Greg Slaughter. Tuloy-tuloy po, ipasok na babasahin po natin yan and hopefully may lalabas natin sa ating palatuntunan. Alam niyo ba mga kaibigan, the other week, feature natin si Thirdy Ravena as he started his debut sa Sun-In Neo Phoenix, yan po sa Japan B-League. Well, after that, nanalo sila pero pagkatapos ng dalawang sunod na talo. So medyo pumupugak-pugak yung makina ng Neo Phoenix and of course matagal pa naman ang kanilang season at marami pang adjustment. At sino ang magagawa ng adjustment na yan? Well, walang iba kundi ang head coach ng Sun-In Neo Phoenix. At siya po ay ating naabutan nung isang araw. Walang iba kundi si Coach Branislav Vicentich ng Sun-In Neo Phoenix. We are very, very fortunate to have with us today the head coach of Sun-In Neo Phoenix, where our own compatriot, our kababayan, Thirdy Ravena is playing, no other than Coach Branislav Vicentich. Good day, Coach Branislav. It's really good to have you with us today.
Thank you for invitation. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here.
You know, before we start this interview, we're Filipinos. I personally are very familiar with Serbian coaching because we are very familiar with Coach Rajko Toroman, who used to handle the Philippine national men's team, and of course, who also coached in our professional league. Are you familiar with Coach Rajko, and are you familiar with Philippine basketball, Coach Vika?
I'm familiar with the Coach Rajko. Coach Rajko is an excellent coach. He's a little bit older than me, so he's different of age with me. But I think he's an excellent and he earned my respect a long time ago.
What are your first impressions, or what do you know about Philippine basketball? If at all you follow any of the professional league games here in the Philippines, Coach Vika?
Yeah, actually, I didn't follow PBA league, but I was watching. I watched a national team playing, and I was talking with my friend who was at that time in Asia Championship in Manila, and he was telling me a lot of good things about Philippine basketball national. And I was interested in that, and I watched a couple of games, and I saw that Filipino basketball players are very, very athletic. I mean, very, very fast, very quick, good shooters, very aggressive. So
I know for a fact that you have been a professional player yourself. You have been to so many countries, Yugoslavia, Poland, Belgium, Cyprus, and all over the world, especially in Europe. And of course, you applied for the NBA draft, and it's truly such an honor to have somebody now guiding our own Thirdy Ravena. But in terms of your style, we know it's an up-tempo style that you like. How much of fit is Filipino brand of basketball to your kind of style?
I think particularly Thirdy Ravena will fit perfectly. I like up-tempo playing basketball. I like a lot of offenses, a lot of defenses. I don't wanna play this low possession basketball, and I think it's kind of basketball that it will fit professionally for Thirdy Ravena.
Did you personally scout and maybe approve of the recruitment of 30?
Actually, 30 was recruited before me. When I signed the contract with the Neo Phoenix, Sun and Neo Phoenix, he was already signed player. But then through the conversation with the GM and with the president, they explained me 30's upsides. So I do my homework at home. I was watching those highlights, watching some games that I could found, and I like his style very much. So I can say right now that I'm very proud and very happy that he's in my team and not in some other team in Japanese league.
We know that 30 came in a bit late. You've had some games already, and 30 problems getting to Japan. But so far, what, or maybe even before he started playing, before when you started seeing him and studying his game, what did you like about the game of 30 Vena, coach?
I think yesterday somebody asked me a question. Can you say something? One thing about 30. It's hard to explain. He's a highly energetic guy. He's very skilled. I can say that he have a good skill coach before me, good basketball coach before me. So he can play back to the basket. He's vertical. He's very athletic. Good shot. So he's full package. I would say. Only thing he's missing right now is experience, or professional experience, some tactical experience as well. But he's young guy, and like I said before, I'm happy to work with him. I will try to give him some of my knowledge, make him a better player after this season. This is my goal.
Like I mentioned, he came a little bit late with the team, and he's only beginning to understand your plays, and of course learn his teammates. And obviously, we all know that he's a very skilled player. He can play. He's an MVP in our collegiate league. Is highly scouted, and obviously will become a very big player in the PBA. Do you see him getting a bigger role in your team eventually when he learns your system, coach?
First of all, our team was in a special situation. We were the only team. I'm the new coach in this team, and all imports are the new imports. So everybody was late. I came before 30, maybe a week before him. So
wow.
Yeah, it was really tough. We were coaching. I was coaching from my apartment in Belgrade through the Zoom. Watching my computer and try to coach the team. It was really tough, and I must say big thanks for our president and our GM, Mr. Hongo-san and Higashi-san, that make this happen. And then after I arrived, the league was already start. So it was and we are still seeking for our system. We are still not. We are on 50% of our capacity right now. So we're trying to. We're playing the games, then we practice. We're playing again games. Here we play back to back Saturday, Sunday. So it's very hard. So now we will use this November break, 2 weeks November break to set our priorities, to practice, to work on our game. Like I said before, I want up tempo game, but I don't want rushing and turn over the balls and everything that can affect your result at the end of the game. So 30 is doing good. 30 is doing good. Other players is doing great also, because we are right now in the period that normal teams have in August. So in the preseason. So this is our problem right now. That's why our score is not great right now. But later we will talk probably about that and about expectation.
So basically, you're saying, Coach, that because of the late start, putting this team together, you arriving late, some players also getting in there late, most especially the imports. That is the main reason why Neo Phoenix right now has that kind of a record, and you are struggling at the moment. But how do you assess your team? How do you see your team now that the team is coming together? You have a complete team. Are you bringing in more imports? And how do you feel about your next couple of games?
We're not going to sign anybody right now. The interesting thing, we are not complete. We still didn't play in the full roster game. So I'm expecting after the November break, we will start to play in the full roster. So then we can talk about how good we are or how bad we are. Right now, in front of us is a two-away game with Toyota Alvark in Tokyo. They are the 2 years champions. Yesterday we had a game we lost in a really tight game, but I feel we can play with everybody. This is my feeling. We can play with everybody, and we still have potential to be better.
Well, you have coached in many countries. You've been to, of course, you've handled the youth team and youth program of Bahrain. You've been to Bosnia. You've been to Latvia, and you've been a coach, of course, in Serbia. How does the B League compare to the many leagues that you have handled? And of course, the kind of game and physicality competition that you have in the Japanese B League.
Well, I think Japanese B League is a really good competitive league. First of all, Japanese players, they are similar like Filipinos players. They're fast, they're quick, good shooters. Maybe Filipinos are better bodies than Japanese player right now. But the truly strength of each team is import players. So as we know, only 2 import players are allowed on the court, and one more can be on the bench. So I would say it's really good league because financially every team got a good budget, and they can buy or sign really good import players. So it's more about, I would say, it's more about who sign better Japanese players or Asia player as a third is gonna be better in the league.
Have you already adjusted to staying in Japan, particularly the language barrier, Coach? How have you adjusted to this?
As you mentioned before, I was a professional basketball player, so almost each year, if it's not each year, then every second year I change countries. I go over there, and I kind of used to this situation. So the biggest challenge for me was the jet lag. For 7 to 10 days, it was really tough. But then after that, it was good. It was good.
All right. Well, moving forward now, we know that you still have a lot of games remaining, and obviously you're trying to catch up. How much potential do you see in 30 right now, moving forward? And I guess you see many Filipinos. You cannot imagine how many Filipinos are actually sending messages and questions about when does Sturdy get more playing time? When does he get inserted in the starting lineup? Is he going to finish games? Does coach know that this guy is a terrific combo guard? When do we see that, coach, moving forward?
So basically, on the first Ravenna's game, he was a starter. And since then he's starting every game. His playing time is more than 20 minutes right now. I was having a couple of conversation, and we talk a lot about his game, his performance, and what I expect from him. And I said to him one thing, and this is kind of crucial. You must understand that this is his first professional games. And I said, don't try to impress everybody on the first game. You should gradually build your style from game to game. Try to be better each game you play. And I can say he played first game kind of nervous, then second game better, then third game even better than a second. So I expect him to grow from game to game. To be better each game. So I think he will have a really good minutes in the game. He will have a really good a lot of balls in his hands and everything. So
we know that he has started to really score. He scored 18 points in your last game. Just too bad that it was a 1-point loss, very tough loss. And now many people are watching the games of Neo Phoenix.
I know.
There were about 2.5 million views on Facebook of 30 Ravena's game with Neo Phoenix. Are you enjoying this kind of swelling of support and popularity of the team with the entry of 30? And how do you think will this impact going with your team going forward?
I think everybody is enjoying this. I'm just a little concerned about that pressure on 30's back, and can he handle that? We are all supportive here, and we'll support him all the way. We're not supposed to forget that he's a young guy, and and he's a really big star in the Filipinos. I understand that. So I'm gonna be here for giving him advice whenever he need. Even if he don't ask, I will give him advice how to overcome those situations.
I know Rajko Toroman very well personally. I know that the Serbian style. I've been to Belgrade with the national team when I was handling the national team as well, and I know the kind of level of intelligence that Serbians have in terms of basketball. Do you see this with 30? This kind of level of intelligence, basketball IQ, and how do you find 30 as a person, not only as a player but as a person, Coach?
Yeah, I think he's a potential really. The level of things that I'm asking from my players is high. So there is a lot of tactical things that I want my players to do. So right now he's adjusting on those demands. Let's call it like that. But his potential is great. When I said that his basketball potential is great, I put in a whole package: intelligence, basketball intelligence, athleticism, skills, and strength. This is whole package. So I think he's great, really. We just need to continue working with him, encouraging him. It's gonna be hard time. Nobody's career is going straight up. Everybody struggle a little bit from time to time. So that's why we are here, to help him and help, of course, every single player in our team. But if you ask me how I see him as a person, he's really kind, polite, on the ground, easygoing guy. He's really good one. He's a really good guy.
You have no objections to his pink hair, Coach?
And pink hair? Listen, if I have a little bit more hair, maybe I'll do the pink hair too. But
All right. As a parting shot, Coach, you see a little bit of the Filipino style in person, up close with 30. Are you open to more Filipino players in the future in the B League?
Yeah, of course. Why not? If they look like 30, of course.
With a pink hair or white hair, whatever hair it is, huh?
Whatever hair, just to be look like him.
Well, Coach, we wish you all the best, and we certainly hope that you can continue improving, and you can continue improving our own boy 30 Ravena. and of course, feel the love of the Philippines, because it seems like now Neo Phoenix, Sun In Neo Phoenix, is a home team of the entire Philippines. So good luck,
Yeah.
and we wish you all the best. And thank you
Yeah.
so much for this time.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you to all Neo Phoenix fans in Filipino. Thanks to all Ravenas fans from Filipinos. Follow us. I can promise you we will do better after the November break.
Yan po mga kaibigan, ang head coach ng Sun In Neo Phoenix, si Coach Branislav Vicentich. Tawag sa kanya Coach Vika. At siya po ay tuwan-tuwa, ika nga sa mga kaganapan sa career ni third year Vera, and of course very honored to have him in his team. Of course, nagtatatalo sila. They're still at the bottom of the team standings, pero sabi niya, medyo mahaba-haba pa naman ang tatakbuhin ng kanilang season, and he's hopeful, bagamat meron silang late start, sila po ay makakahabol. Alright mga kaibigan, gusto ko lang po munang mag-hello sa mga kaibigan natin. Si Pamela, good morning. Rain Chung, good morning daw. Si Rosalinda Pamenano. Kinakamusta ko rin po ang aking kumare, si Ingrid Mendoza, na ngayon nanonood. Mare, kita mo naman, bagay na bagay yan. Hindi ako nasa Hawaii. Alam mo naman, dito lang tayo sa may malapit sa Paway. Pero, kamusta sa inyo, Ingrid Mendoza? At kinakamusta ko rin ang aking kaibigan, si Attorney Tony Ligon, na nakatutok ngayon. Attorney Tony, mabuhay ka, at kamusta po sa inyo lahat. Kinakamusta ko rin po ang mga kaibigan natin, ang ating mga staff dito po sa Cabo de Roca Villa staff. Kasama po si Joel Aganahan at si Deo Baltasar Jose. Magandang umaga sa inyo lahat, at lalo na po ang masisipag na staff ng Cabo de Roca dito sa Pudangkit, Zambales. Alright mga kaibigan, tuloy-tuloy po tayo sa Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Big Boss Cement at ng Cherry Loom. Alam naman natin po na isa sa mga nadamay sa isang malaking bagyo, kung nag-uusapan natin ng bagyo, ay walang iba kundi si Coach Aldin Ayo. Nagsimula ito of course nung nagreklamo ang isang player, si CJ Cancino, na sila daw ay sapilitang pinapunta sa Sorsogon para sa tinatawag na Sorsogon Bubble. Di umano naging ang UST doon at nagkaroon ng violations ng mga IATF protocol. Naging malaki po itong kontrobersiya. Nagkaroon ng investigasyon, nadamay ang pamahalaan. Last na narinig natin, na-absuelto po si Coach Aldin Ayo ng PNP Sorsogon at ng local government ng probinsya ng Sorsogon na pinamumunuan ni Governor Cheese Escudero. Of course, patuloy po ang investigasyon. In the meantime, si Coach Aldin Ayo, mga kaibigan, ay hinirang bilang head coach ng Chooks Pilipinas 3x3 na naghahanda na po para sa Olympic qualifier. So pagamat nagkaroon siya ng indefinite ban sa UAAP, balik coaching na naman si Aldin Ayo. He has refused to give any interviews on television. Well, today, tayo po ay maswerte dahil makakasama natin, inabutan natin nung isang araw ang ika nga makulay at controversial na coach, pero at isa pong talaga namang very eloquent at mahusay na coach ng basketball. Walang iba kundi si Coach Aldin Ayo ng Chooks Pilipinas 3x3 National Team. Panoorin niyo po to. Unang-una, Coach, obviously, wala ka sa Sorsogon. Nasa Manila ka ba? Kamusta? And what have you been doing since itong panahon ng bagyo? Mukhang very busy kayo.
Opo, dumating lang po ako last Friday morning. Then I met with sina Boss Melma. Then nung Monday, I met Boss Ronnie and Mayor Esco Moreno and the team. I met them. Then yun, nandito sa Manila.
Alam mo, yung pinag-uusapan, of course, mga kaibigan ni Coach Aldin, is yung kanyang pagiging coach ngayon ng ating team na pupunta dun sa Olympic qualifiers, yung pong 3x3 team natin. At siya po nahirang ng Chooks to Go na meron po programa na humahawak sa ating 3x3 national team. At Coach Alvin, nagulat ka ba na napili ka nila Mr. Ronald Mascarillas and of course ni Sir Mel Mac na humawak nitong 3x3 team?
Nung in-inform ako last Tuesday, yung nakaraang pang Tuesday, ang sabi ko sa kanila, pag-isipan ko muna. Although, nanonood naman ako ng 3x3 and kilala ko naman yung Chooks to Go kasi very active sila sa mga programs, especially sa 3x3. Pero sabi ko, pag-isipan ko muna. And nag-research ako, tinignan ko, nanood ako ng mga YouTube sa laro nila, and I consulted my coaching staff. The following day, sabi ko, sige, pwede. And that was Wednesday, and Wednesday ata ng gabi, sinabihan ako kung pwede ako pumunta ng Manila. So, Thursday, biyaya ko. Friday morning, nandito na ako sa Manila.
And sabi mo nga, nanonood ka ng 3x3. What do you think of 3x3 basketball, Coach Ayo? In your opinion, ano ang diferensya, at least from a basketball strategy perspective, ng 3x3 basketball laban kontra sa 5-on-5?
Yung first impression ko, mag-rely sa individual capability ng mga players. Yun ang una ko nakita kasi tatlo lang eh. So sabi ko, magdidepende sa talent, magdidepende sa skills, and depende talaga sa players. Later ko lang nalaman na may coach pala kasi wala akong nakikitang coach sa sideline. So nakita ko may coach pala. And actually, that's yung one thing na nag-fascinate sa akin, yung wala yung coach. Kasi kahit nung nag-coach ako sa regular na basketball, yung 5 versus 5, yun palagi yung goal ko eh. Yung you train the team and you train them well until you reach the point that your players won't need you. So if you reach that point, that means well-trained talaga yung team mo. And it will happen here kasi hindi magpa-participate yung coach during the competition eh. So maganda yun. Naisip ko talagang that will be the main goal. That you train hard, make sure na maganda yung practice plan, and make sure na ma-absorb ng mga players yung pinapagawa mo. And when the competition comes, then they don't need you anymore. And nandun ka na lang, manonood ka na lang.
Alam ko na medyo maaga pa, pero alam mo, Coach Alvin, ikaw kilala ka dahil sa dami ng mga schemes na nilalagay mo sa court. Hindi lamang opensa, pero lalo-lalo na yung depensa. Alam natin yung tinatawag na mayhem na nagmula sa iyo, no? Yung talagang kumbaga ikaw ang nagsimula nitong pambihirang klase ng pressure na nagawa na sala, and of course nagawa ng UST. This early, meron ka naman nakikitang malaganong klaseng strategiya pagdating sa 3x3, Coach Alvin?
Ay, nakita na ako. Yun ang una kong tinitingnan eh. Siyempre yung defense. Sabi ko pwede. Especially yung mindset na since we're going to compete internationally, nandun palagi yung sitwasyon na underdog. And kung underdog ka, well, yung mindset mo palagi, nandun ka sa kung ano yung mga maliit na bagay, yung tipong pwede mong gawin na extra na hindi ginagawa ng mga teams ng mga malalakas. So, you give emphasis on that. Then, syempre, if you're underdog, dapat mas grabe yung effort and mas motivated compared dun sa mga teams na mga malalakas.
You've seen obviously ang ating mga players na bubuo ng ating 3x3 team, Joshua Monson, Alvin Pasaol, Troy Reich, and many others. And of course, meron pang dapat na sumama dyan. But so far, ano ang impressions mo about these players? And do you think yung nakikita mo na kanilang paglalaro ay sapat na magbigay sa iyo ng a good feeling towards competition?
There are valid reasons why they are there, especially the 4 of them. Kung makikita mo talagang fit yung 4 kasi sa 3x3, dapat yung player malaki and dapat versatile, dapat two-way. Hindi mo kailangan ng mga role players dito. Yun yung tipong all players should be able to create their own shots, makaka-opensa. At the same time, of course, siyempre kailangan mong dumipensa. And siyempre dapat maganda rin yung mentals. Kasi yun nga, during the game, wala yung coach dun eh. So mentally they should be ready and dapat nakakasunod ng mga schemes ng system.
Well, of course, outside of the Philippines, marami tayong makakalaban dyan sa qualifiers and siguro at this time, sinisimulan na rin ninyong pag-aralan yan. So far, do you like our chances? Anong tingin mo, Coach? Kaya ba natin ang mga makakalaban natin eventually kung tayo magkaharap dyan sa mga Olympic qualifiers na yan?
I've been watching games na. Tinitingnan ko yung mga teams na nagko-compete. May chance as long as maganda yung preparation. And wala naman ako masasabi in terms of support because sina boss, they are really committed dun sa program. Pero ang importante yung preparation kasi yun nga mas talented yung mga kalaban natin, so we have to be more ready or more prepared compared sa kanila.
Sa tingin mo ba, Coach, there is a need to, kumbaga, dagdagan yung ating current na team? Alam natin na dapat nandiyan si Mo Tautua, si CJ Perez. Do you think, and of course, Jason Perkins na naging nahawakan mo dati, no? Do you think that kailangan sila dyan? And who do you think will have a very good fit dun sa mga kasalukuyang naglalaro para sa 3x3 national team natin?
As a coach, siyempre gusto mo palagi na may materyales ka para dun sa competition. So kung sino yung pwede na mga players na maka-join, they are welcome. Ngayon yung apat, sina Alvin, sina Santi, si Josh and Raik, sila yung nandun sa atin. And kung may makakadagdag pa, siyempre mas maganda kasi yung may competition. Kasi pag may competition dun sa spot na yon, pag na-challenge, walang ibang papuntahan kundi mag-improve eh. Walang ibang papuntahan kundi maging maganda yung program.
What are your plans, Coach, para sa team for training? Dahil alam natin medyo may 4 na buwan pa kayo, no? I don't know when is the actual, supposedly dapat yan mga March, but now that medyo natenga tayo because of the pandemia, there is time to train. Ano ang plano ng Chooks to Go para sa ating team moving forward and preparing for the qualifiers?
Sa ngayon, they are busy preparing for the Doha, yung competition doon. Because right now, hindi pa naman ako involved kasi maiksi lang yung preparation. So right now, I'm just observing their practices. Pero kung ano yung ginagawa nila before, yun ang ginagawa nila ngayon. And siguro we're going to start after ng Doha competition nila. And as for us naman sa mga coaches, right now, we are preparing already. Kasi of course, we have to adjust. Kasi, well, first time namin sa ganito eh. Pero whatever it is, basketball pa rin naman eh. May mga different mechanics. Pero nandun kami sa detalye na kung ano yung pwedeng gawin.
Can you tell us, Coach, meron ka bang mga kasamang assistants dito? Meron ka na bang nahirang at makakasama mo sa team?
Kasama ko dito si Coach Magcure Louis as my assistant. Then si Coach Geoff Cleopa, siya yung strength and conditioning and skills coach namin. And of course, si PT Marvin Pangilinan. So, 4 kami.
Wow. So talagang no stone unturned para sa paghahanda ng ating team, and talagang with you there, alam naman natin kung gaano ka-physical ang bakbakan sa 3x3. Minsan nga nagkakapikunan na dyan. Alam natin yan, Coach, but you are the type of person, yung type of coach na who gives that kind of freedom. At alam namin how much confidence you give your players. At akma para sa iyo, coach. Do you think this is meant for you? Talagang kumbaga this is a right fit para sa iyo now that you are once again handling a team?
In terms of physicality, maganda eh. Maganda yung nakikita ko kasi fit siya. Sa akin naman, I always tell my players na, well, wala namang problema maging physical as long as it is still basketball. As long as walang extension or anything. And I always tell them that, well, you should be tough. And being tough is being able to absorb everything without retaliating or kung ano man yung gagawin. Then, I think malaking bagay dito yung player development. Kasi, yun nga, during the competition, wala ka na dun eh. So, importante na yung mapagaling mo yung mga players. And sa mga players din naman, sir, yung mga players na naglalaro sa 5 versus 5, yung regular na basketball, I think playing 3x3 will help their career also. Kasi matututukan yung individual skills mo dito eh. Na eventually magagamit mo rin naman sa regular na 5 versus 5.
All right. Well, we certainly will be antabayanan namin yan. We will look forward to the many developments and of course yung mga updates tungkol sa ating koponan. But before I let you go, of course, a lot of people are of course interested about what is happening dun sa naging sitwasyon dun sa tinatawag na kinasungkutan ng UST as well as yourself, yung Sorsogon bubble. I know that there is a pending case, so I will not go into the merits of this case. But let me just ask you muna, Coach, and just putting it in proper perspective. After all that has happened, yung mga naging allegations, yung naging investigasyon, yung pagkaka-absuelto mo ng Sorsogon PNP, and of course by the LGU ng province of Sorsogon, how has this taken its toll sa iyo at sa iyong pamilya, Coach? How has this affected you personally?
Well, it was very difficult, especially sa family ko, especially sa mama ko and sa wife ko. Mahirap eh. Those were very, very difficult times for us. But I always tell them, ako, ganun din naman yung mindset ko na you cannot complain eh. Hindi ka pwede magreklamo kasi sa mga nangyayari ngayon, hindi ka pwede magreklamo. I always feel blessed. I'm still grateful na, well, madaming naghihirap ngayon eh. Ako grateful ako na nandun pa yung pamilya ko, kasama ko sila. I feel blessed na at least natutulog pa sa ilalim ng bubong na may pagkain pa pang araw-araw compared sa mga nangyayari ngayon. So, I cannot complain, and just take it. And madami kasi matututunan eh. Madami matutunan. And maganda rin siguro na, well, just have to be humble. And hindi ito yung tamang oras para magalit. Well, ito yung tamang oras para intindihin yung mga yung sitwasyon.
Nabanggit mo in one of your statements na truth is stranger than fiction. And I just want to put 3 things in perspective ito, Coach, if you don't mind. And ito again, feel free to say if this is going to touch on the merits of the case. But I just wanted to set some facts straight, no. Una, ang alam natin is that ito ay nagsimula dahil may mga players daw na nagpunta sa Sorsogon. So again, just setting the record straight, you have said that this was a farming activity. Was there a training camp o ito ba ay isang tinatawag lamang na farming work na ginawa ninyo?
Well, first of all, we did not go there as a team. It wasn't really a team. I have 28 or 30 players sa UST and 17 lang yung pumunta, voluntary voluntary naman yun. And the the purpose was really farming. During that time na I was thinking kung ano yung pwedeng maitulong sa mga bata. Because during that time, unang-una, walang pasok, summer yun. And it was that time na wala ngang nag-iisip na magkakaroon ng school year. Di nga, that was May, June. Di namin alam kung anong mangyayari. And I was just too concerned dun sa mga players, especially yung mga talagang hirap, kung paano ko matutulungan. And the best way, I think, naisip namin yun na, well, kung gusto nyo trabaho dito, why not? And kung yung may mga may kaya, well, matuto kayo para at least once na matapos na kung ano yung hindi man habang buhay yung basketball, and you can have your own business. And I told them that na well, habang kung ngayon kung matapos na to, well, you have to invest.
Okay. Again, you nabanggit mo na this was voluntary, and just to set the record straight, players were free to come and go as they please, Coach. At silang lahat ay merong kumbaga nakakuha ng lahat ng protocol na kailangan sinunod nila.
Lahat naman po sinunod, kaya nga medyo natagalan kasi syempre hindi naman ganun kabilis kumuha ng mga papel. Lahat naman nag-comply. Of course, kailangan kasi hindi naman pwedeng aware ako sa protocol ng national government. So we made sure na lahat nagawa namin ng tama.
All right. And the last fact na gusto ko lang set straight. Did UST, your school, your team then know of this farming work, at sila ba ay pumayag na ang mga players ay maanyayahan doon at magpunta sa Sorsogon para magtrabaho, and kung may pagkakataon ay makapaglaro din sila kung merong oras?
Malinaw yun doon na it was not a UST sanctioned activity. Wala, hindi involved yung UST, yung school. Yun, walang any participation or anything.
All right. Coach, alam natin na the fallout of this incident has been widely talked about. Of course, napakalaki din ng mga consequences na nangyari. Particularly, of course, yung pagkakawatak-watak ng mga players na binuo mo, na nagpakita ng klase ng laro mo, na nakarating ng finals ng UAAP, at malaki ang pag-asa. The breakup of that team and, of course, that program. How do you feel about that in particular?
Well, it was very unfortunate for us because binuo namin yung team na yun eh. We sacrificed a lot. Madaming nag-invest doon sa mga players. Pero, well, things happened eh. And wala ka namang masisisi. Kundi, well, walang ibang dapat gawin kundi we have to move on. As for the players naman, ako nakikiusap ako na we should understand the players also. For me kasi they are still my players eh. Although nasa ibang teams na sila, pero I became their coach, and sa akin gusto ko maging successful sila. And I wish them luck. And may mga nagsasabi na yung mga players, may mga decision na hindi maganda o ano. Well, we have to understand also the players na gumagawa din sila ng mga sacrifices eh. And they took the risk. Kasi kung tutuusin, okay na sila dito sa UST. Okay na sila dito. Yung pag-alis nila, they're going to take a risk, and pwedeng maging advantageous, pero pwedeng hindi naman eh. Samantala kung dito sa UST, in terms of playing, okay na rin naman sana. Pero, well, yun, we should understand them. yung mga players.
Alright, alam natin na nagkaroon na ng desisyon ang UAP na ngayon ay nakaapila, na inappeal ninyo, suportado of course ng UST yung indefinite ban mo. You've called the penalty inappropriate, you've called it you've called it harsh. Pero alam din natin na may mga nakatenga pa na investigasyon, and this is with the DILG, I believe with the DOJ, no? How confident are you, Coach, na dahil sa pagkaka-absuelto mo dyan ng Sursogon PNP as well as by the LGU, na you can make a case and your indefinite ban has merit, or rather the arguments against the indefinite ban has merit, at malilift mo itong decision na to?
I'm confident because wala akong linabag na any violation. So makita naman nila yan dun sa appeal ko. And sa akin, I'm just grateful dun sa endorsement ng UST dun sa appeal ko. Right now, dun lang muna ako nakafocus dun sa appeal. And of course, syempre, lahat ng attention ko nakafocus dito sa preparation namin sa 3x3 sa Chookstroke.
Do you still want to coach sa UAAP, Coach Aldin?
Pag dumating yung tamang panahon, right now, one at a time muna, yung appeal muna, kung ano muna nasa harapan, yung appeal muna, and of course, syempre excited ako dito sa 3x3 sa Chookstroke.
Before I leave this issue, meron ka bang regret, panghihinayang, in any of this, Coach Aldin, dito sa nangyaring ito, in the last few months, meron ka bang panghinayang o regret dito sa bagay-bagay na ito?
Things happen for a reason. Right now, I'm blessed na nandito ako sa Chooks2Go family na I believe dahil sa mga nangyari, it led me to this. Kung babaguhin natin, baka wala ako dito . And right now, I'm grateful na nandito ako. And yung mga nangyari, it was really a test of test of character, test of faith, and yung pagkatao, susubukan yung pagkatao mo. And I think naisip ko kasi during that time, the best way to overcome it is gawin yung tama. And I believe I was able to do the right things na yung mga statement ko, I make sure na formal, and I did not engage sa social media because if I did, parang lalangoy dun against the current . You cannot really win . So you just accept it with all yung humility, everything, and hinayaan ko lang na basta tamang ginagawa. Kung tamang gagawin, siguro ko tama din yung magiging resulta.
Well, sabi nga nila, pag nagsara daw ang isang bintana na may nagbubukas na pintuan na napakalaki at yung Chooks2Go, talagang pambihirang pagkakataon yan. So, I'll end this interview with that, Coach Aldin. How excited and ano ba ang mensahe mo sa mga 3x3 fans natin na ngayon na alam nilang ikaw ang hawak ng ating koponan? Umaasang mataas ang ating magiging placing at hopefully makapasok tayo muli sa Olimpiada.
Well, I'm grateful and very happy to be part of the Chooks2Go family, and excited kami sa preparation, and rest assured that we are going to do the best of our capabilities na makaperform na maayos, makapag-compete, and sana makapunta sa Olympics, and sana swertein tayo doon. That has always been the goal ng Boss Mel, tapos si Boss Ronnie.
Well, everyone's goal, and we're certainly wishing you all the best. Kami lahat ay nagdarasal para sa iyo at sa iyong koponan, and ika nga, at this time, I think dapat tamang lahat tayo dapat magsama-sama. All the best, Coach Aldin, at maraming salamat sa pagsama mo sa amin dito sa Power and Play. Yan po mga kaibigan ang kay Coach Aldin Ayo, ang dating head coach ng UST Growling Tigers na nasangkot nga dun sa Sorsogon Bubble na tinagurian. And of course, din po ay siyang nahirang na head coach ng Chooks to Go Pilipinas 3x3 team na lalahok dun sa Olympic qualifiers. Alam niyo po, ako hindi pumapanig kahit kanino. Meron po tayong sariling pananaw, pero as far as I'm concerned, lagi natin dapat benefit of the doubt, ika nga. Kung sino man ang binibigyan ng akusahan, no, inaakusahan ng isang pagkakamali. Ang akin lang po dito sa puntong ito, alam niyo po, sayang ang talent ni Aldin Ayo. Siya po ay isang mahusay na coach. Merong iba na hindi sang-ayon sa kanyang mga pamamaraan, merong iba na hindi sang-ayon sa estilo niya. Pero yan po ang kanya-kanyang estilo. Marami naman pong coach din po na ganyan ang pinagdaanan. Marami po tayong mga kilalang head coaches na dumaan din sa mga pagsubok. At sa atin lang po, sayang ang isang talent na tulad ni Aldin Ayo. Sana mabigyan pa siya ng pagkakataon. Kung hindi man sa UAAP, sa ibang liga, kung saan pwede pa siyang makapag-develop ng marami pa mga players at marami pang mga program. Alright, mga kaibigan, tayo po tapos na. At again, kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa lahat ng tumutok ngayong umaga pong ito. Ang dami po natin na pag-usapan mula kay Miguel Tabuena, kay Coach Chito Victorero, kay Coach Vika ng San Neo Phoenix, and of course si Coach Aldin Ayo. Maraming din salamat sa ating mga fast takers, si Ian Suyo at saka si Kate Reyes. Marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan next week. May isang issue na lumabas, yung tinatawag ng special guest license na in-issue ng GABA para po sa mga basketball players na naglalaro, mga amateur, mga collegiate players na naglalaro sa professional league, katulad ni Juan Gomez de Leaño na naglaro sa Chooks to Go na pro na po. Alam niyo po, hihimayin natin to next week, dahil ako po ay may opinion tungkol dito. And I think this may be good in one way, pero kung hindi ito magagawa ng tamang mga protocols o guidelines, naku, pwede pong abusuhin ito pong tinatawag na ng SGL ng GAB. Next week, pag-uusapan po natin yan. Alright, di paano? Tapos na naman tayo ngayong Sabado ng umaga sa Power and Play. Sa ngalan po sa lahat amin dito sa Power and Play, ang aking producer si Gab Malyari at ang aming mga kasama si Santi, si Mike Santillan at lahat po ng aking staff dito. Si Sam, si Fabio, si Jacobo, si Irene. Lahat po ng staff namin dito. Mula po sa Pundakit, Zambales, dito po sa Cabo de Roca, Villas. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng tumutok sa inyo. At lagi po natin sinasabi tuwing Sabado, bawal ang pasungit, enjoy lang, pero mag-ingat po tayo at pagdasal natin ang ating mga kababayang sinanta ng bagyong Ulysses. Sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Happy Sports Weekend, mga kapatid!